Anyway, yeah, what is there to talk about? Shit. That's it. I don't know. I just kind of spouted shit for a minute.
I'm looking forward to getting a bread bowl tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
La Brea Bakery.
I think they have them at IHOP now.
Yeah.
So I just go there.
Gotcha.
Actually, yeah, no, the bakery in New Orleans Square in Disneyland. That's my favorite eatery.
Is that your jam?
That's my jam.
Dude,
That's
my
the
favorite
number one
eatery,
food stop.
hands down, the Blue Bayou.
Oh yeah.
I'm with you.
Right there.
To the Blue Bayou.
Gotta blow $30 on a sandwich, yo. $30 on a sandwich. Yeah, it is worth it.
I tried to get in once and they turned me away.
Yeah, I like that one.
A macaroni hot dog?
Had the macaroni hot dog. It's fucking awesome.
I just found out it existed. What is it?
It's on when you're entering Street. So when you go to the end of Main Street, it's opening up. Just turn to the left, and it's the one on the corner. And it's
Probably like the Mary Freddie Mercury all of a sudden.
I don't know. It feels right.
Occasionally like a Mary Poppins and like a person playing the piano.
Yeah, you say I want that with macaroni on it, and they're like, all right, and then you get it.
They'll do it. I'll show you where. I'll show you exactly where.
That's cool.
All right, we're on. It's on. It's a date. But anyway, that's your favorite thing. I'm going favorite thing at Disneyland. I'm agreeing Blue Bayou, but you know what? There's like that little shack by the, what is it, on the way to like Splash Mountain or whatever. And they've got like a lobster sandwich there. It's like people don't know that's there.
What the fudge?
Yeah, they really do. Because people, when a lot of people who eat at Disneyland are just like, oh, they just have like crappy burgers. You're not looking at the little shack that's like behind everything that has lobster sandwiches. So next time, check that out.
What happened to the wagon that sold McDonald's French fries?
That's it.
They burned it down.
They got rid of McDonald's French fries and put in a lobster.
That is
The French fries burned an old lady. That's what happened.
Grease fire.
I got sued.
Hey, this isn't popular, but Pizza Port and they have the chicken Alfredo pasta.
Pizza Port's dumb. If you like Pizza Port, you're dumb.
Have you guys been to the Starbucks on Main Street?
You gotta try a venti there.
So good.
I generally go for the spicy peanut brittle that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's got cayenne pepper on it. It's insane.
Yeah. I was gonna say real quick, they also do a pumpkin brittle around fall too, and that's also good. But I was gonna say it was really funny when they built the Starbucks on Main Street, like it's Starbucks coffee now, and there was so much backlash. Like, how could they? They're corporate, and which I mean, it's you're in a park owned by Disney, but
It's the Disney Corporation.
yeah. But they put that there. Just said, why does it need corporations? Now, this is something I haven't put up yet, but Dad, you found all the. My dad found a ton of footage from Disneyland in like the late '50s.
It's crazy.
Opening day.
Opening day.
Yeah, tons of old footage, and it's
so weird. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of it, I mean, looks the same, but then it's like people from another time period walking through it. You know what I mean? It seems like, well, no, this shouldn't be. It's just weird footage. But what's that?
Like Dapper Day all day.
Yeah, it really is. But it's funny. It's just hilarious because they're all on. There isn't that much built yet. Like it wasn't ready, and there's so many like just makeshift like wagons and trailers out, and they're all it's like Wells Fargo has a big booth there, and like. I mean,
Starbucks has a wagon.
There's like a Kellogg's thing. There's like a whole. It's like that has been there since day one. It's companies all over it. Monsanto had a ride in the middle of Tomorrowland. Seriously.
Where they force-fed you GMOs.
I have to say, you came in normal and you came out genetically modified.
There you go. Alteration on the same old joke. Who told it better? Magnification. That's right. Adventures through inner space.
I kind of want to see that footage, but I kind of don't want to see that footage because for some reason that's like my worst nightmare is like places changing a little bit. Like I had this set of like Doom maps that were like the same levels from Doom, but they were like doors that were in places, and I would have like nightmares about that map. I don't want to. No, it's not. I'm supposed to go right, not left.
Have you played PT?
Whoa.
Oh yeah. That was like tapping into some subliminal conscious.
That's how I felt when we went to Disney World. We went to Disney World for the first time like 2 months ago.
Oh yeah.
And the Magic Kingdom is basically their Disneyland. And it's just everything's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, things are just in different places.
No, everything's right because it's a circle. It's not like Disneyland where you go to Splash Mountain and you're like, oops, now I gotta turn back around.
You go on a Winnie Pooh ride because you have nothing better to do.
success. No success right now.
Disney World is a flat circle. How was Disney World? You guys had never been? You guys had never been to Disney World?
No, I grew up in Florida, so.
That's why.
It's all come together now. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't you like work there or something?
Yeah. I gave tours on the backlot tour. Wow. And the last day, I hated that job, and everybody there hated me. And on the last, yeah, seriously. Well, it was kind of like culty a little bit, you know, like you go in and they're like, oh, we're having a party, you know, and it's just like, okay, I'll see you guys later, you know. So the last day, when I was giving the tour, a tour about Kenny Loggins. Like, and I was like, let's cut foot loose and get out of here. And I'm like, oh, this is where Kenny Loggins wrote "I'm all right," because he was genuinely feeling all right here.
Not good.
And then I left. So that was a good time.
They just opened a whole Haunted Mansion themed store there.
Oh yeah, yes.
Is that there when you went there?
No, shit, was it? I don't believe. Yeah. Susie would have.
The Haunted Mansion's made out of brick there. It's not right.
Yeah, it's not. I have to say, like, I've seen them in all the other parks now, and I haven't been to Disney World, but I went to Tokyo and Paris and all that. And they're creepy, like broken down houses there, and I don't like that as much. I think it's creepier when it's, wow, what a nice house. What's in here? Oh. It all went wrong.
What if it's nice people?
Yeah, I'm expecting to meet some nice people in here. Oh, my mistake.
I think the house where all the like killers and crackheads live is scarier.
Yeah.
Dilapidated is scarier to me.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Agreed.
What is the worst ride in Disneyland? Roundtable discussion.
I would say normally the storybook cruise, but hey,
Whoa.
it's adorable.
That's Walt Disney's favorite ride.
Good for couples.
I mean, what? You see what happened to him?
But we went on it once, like at closing. I think we'd gone in like the teacups or something. It's right by there, and we had a boat just to ourselves at closing, and we had the best tour guide.
Who was it?
I don't remember his name. He was so
But it was a
funny.
dude.
It may have been. He was so funny.
Because I was about to
hysterical.
I think it was like Brian with a Y.
That sounds really funny.
Because I was gonna say, one time, me and Kevin and Brian, also with a Y, we went on it at closing, and it was an old woman there, and she's like, "Yeah, I've worked here for decades." And she's like, "So we're all okay? So it's just you? It was just us. There was nobody left." And she's like, "Okay, so we're all adults. Okay." And she just gave us like a behind-the-scenes tour of the whole thing. And it was like, "This is so cool." We went on it as a joke because we hadn't been on it.
It's exactly what we did.
Yeah,
And
and they gave us a whole thing about it, and so.
on it as a joke.
But we had a great experience on it, and then like a year later, I think we tried again, or something was like, "Oh, hey, we brought people," or something. Maybe it was just me. I don't remember if you went the second time. Maybe it wasn't, but I brought some people. Like, this is going to be so cool, and we went at closing, and it was someone so eager to go home. It was just okay. Here's Len's castle, and as they always say, it's a whole new world. Here's Cinderella if the slipper fits. Yeah, she could be a princess. And it was just like I was just looking at everybody. Just, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No. The guy was really cool. What did he do? I don't remember. He was just like. He basically did that. He was like, "Oh, it's just you guys. Like, have you been on it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, "All right, so whatever. They built this and blah blah blah." It was like blue.
There's a bunch of windmills. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, I think all the crappiest rides at Disneyland become really awesome 5 minutes before the park closes.
Yeah.
See, I don't think, because my least favorite ride at Disneyland will not do that, and it's Finding Nemo, which is the worst ride. Yeah. It's 13 minutes long, it's a recorded thing, it's the same every time. You don't have the luxury of having a person who's just like, "It's just you guys? Yeah, alright. Fuck it." You don't have that. No, you're on a 13-minute, slightly underwater boat ride where they go, "Look out and Neil." Neat. Who gives a shit?
I like the.
5 minutes before closing, they should flood the submarines with water.
Yeah!
Just to scare you.
I think that ride more than any other deserves a Halloween like overlay. When shit goes wrong, it's like, oh, it's cracking, and they like drip water on you. Like, yeah, this never happens. I think if they ran the ride and kept saying the sentence "this never happens," then you'd have a scary ride. I like the submarines for the sake of it being a submarine. Like it's a different experience than other rides, but the Nemo thing.
It was cool the first time. The first time I did it, I thought it was awesome, and then I went again, I was like, oh, no, what am I doing?
Yeah.
The Jungle Cruise is really boring, but I rode it once during the fireworks show at the end of the night, and suddenly I felt like I was in Vietnam. I was on a boat in the jungle, and there's explosions going on.
It was on
all around
acid,
me.
and it was just blown
And and they turn off like all the lights during that, so it's just you're just lit by things flying by overhead.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa! You start hearing like all those songs from the late early '70s. But anyway,
Hendrix starts
You know what? I used to enjoy the Jungle Cruise, and you know what killed it for me was
backside of water joke.
No, hey, I could take that. I could take that. During Christmas, they made it the Jingle Cruise. And it was, so I'm like, oh, they did like a different, it's going to be like a different thing, maybe, I don't know. And I went on it, nothing was decorated differently. The line up to it was, but the ride was the same, except they shoehorned like Christmas jokes into it, and it was, oh, look, we have a rhino, and he looks angrier than me when the in-laws showed up unexpectedly. Look at these guys, they're gonna throw spears. They look angrier than the mall the day after Christmas because there's a lot of people there. It's just like, okay, and I don't want to go on it anymore. Like just that, it's not they don't do that anymore. But
we went on the Jingle Cruise. They added a few Santa hats to it.
I think they did that.
They went
later.
all out.
I think there was like a ripped up present there that probably just left over from somebody opening a present.
Disney has billions of dollars. I don't know if we have a hat we can.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that baffles me too. Is have you ever been at Disney Quest?
What's that?
In Florida?
Yeah. What exactly? Is
So it's this big like 5-story building in downtown Disney in Florida, and it's a giant arcade. And they just have like old games, new games, and then they have a bunch of games that were designed just for Disney Quest. And at the time, they were state of the art, like 3D virtual reality, but now it's like the Oculus Rift is like 1,000 times higher level than like what they have. So it's like, oh, Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride. It's like.
It's like a PS1 game.
I remember they used to have innovations here. They're going to turn into some Marvel things now, but it used to be an exhibit where they would show you technology from the future that doesn't exist. And the last time I went in there, it was that. It was, line up, you can ride a Segway. Oh, is that like a Disneyland attraction now? I thought I saw people on the sidewalk outside doing that. And then there was another thing, is like this thing you just stick your face on and look into a camera. And I take a picture of you, and then it's like, we'll show you what you look like in 20 years.
And then they just added like.
Yeah, and they add wrinkles, and it's like, and this is if you smoke, and then it's like way more wrinkles. And then this is if you eat at McDonald's, and then they add like 200 pounds to your face. It's like just sitting there. Yeah, I look gross.
And at this point, everyone's got an app that does that on their telephone. So innovation's a little outdated. They do have floppy diskettes on the building. Painted.
Yeah, they do. That's one of the decorations still. Is a picture of a
old.
floppy. Yeah.
Is a diskette like a female disc? Or just a smaller disc?
It's just something that comes out of my head.
Have you guys seen the Thor thing they added? Like,
No.
You walk in and then like you wait for a little while in this long line near all the props from the movie, and then like the Bifrost come down with just a bit of a fog machine, and then the doors open up and this guy's like, "Hello, I am Thor." And you just walk in and it's like a throne room, and then he puts the hammer down, but it's like it gets locked into a magnet, and he's like, "Try and lift my hammer," and then like all like the adults are like, "I want to do it," and they always pick the little kid who can't pull it off the magnet, and then they turn off the magnet halfway through.
Yeah, and he's like, "Ha only Thor can grab it." It's so weird. When we went there, he was like, he asked one of the people in our group, he's like, "Who's your favorite Avenger?" And he was like, "Captain America." And he was like, "Great, so anyway." And then I was like, "Mine's Thor. I like Thor." And he's like, You fucking with me.
Dude, and he wanted us to all pose as the Avengers, and I picked Black Widow, and I did the butt thing, and he was just like, "No, you're not Black Widow." I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Disneyland has a horrible history of like pranking children and making them feel like weaklings. Like, lift up this hammer. Oh, you can't do it? It's that easy. Pull this sword out of the stone. Oh, you can't?
Hey,
Just like that, buddy.
I did that. When I was a kid, they selected me and I pulled the sword out of the stone, and it was the best moment of my life.
See, and I tugged on that sword for like half an hour. It didn't budge. I'm way stronger than you.
I'm not sure otherwise. I love messing with people who are working the attraction like Thor, or like one time Eric and we went to California Adventure, talked to Crush, you know, they talked to that turtle or whatever, and then Snow White happened to walk in to that event, and then Crush started talking to Eric, and then Eric started asking Crush about asking Snow White out if that was allowed.
I don't remember that.
So
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
The turtle kept asking, talking to Eric. He's like, I don't care. Can I ask Snow White out? Is that allowed? And the turtle,
I don't remember that.
no.
Eric, one time I asked Belle if she wanted to go to Denny's with me. She didn't even respond.
Well, maybe she didn't have Denny's in her time or whatever, or her town, or what did she call it?
We ate at Cinderella's castle when we were at Disney World last, and all the princesses come to you, and then they give you a little prop, and they give the girls wands, and they give the boys swords, and so there was only one wand, and it was Susie's, and I was like, can I have a wand? And she was like, no.
Big and sweet.
Whenever I go to a theme park, whatever, there's always people in the suits, and my kids want to meet them and whatever. And I feel like such a loser talking to the person Eeyore or as Winnie the Pooh. So I always try to be cool with it. I know that they're not that person. So
yeah, you're cool, man.
You're just Winnie the Pooh.
I know,
get a picture. Hey, dude, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And they're just who the fuck is this guy out here? But I try to treat it like an actual person.
They're not allowed to be actual.
I know.
You're making their job harder.
Sean, what you need to do is go to where Elsa is every day, and then don't talk to her, just get a photo.
Okay.
I'm already doing that.
Oh, okay.
My only real gripe with Disneyland is that it's not crappy enough. Because when I go to Universal Studios, for example,
That's crappy as hell.
yeah, and that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
When you ride the Jurassic Park ride, the T-Rex is supposed to come out of nowhere, but it's broken.
So just say
and
that.
there's a light shining on it before the animatronic turns on, so it looks like a dead T-Rex that somebody
Have you seen it during Halloween?
and then it comes to life. It's way scary.
They do something.
Yeah, one time we were on it, the Jurassic Park one, and just as you get to the end of the raptors coming out, you just hear, "Welcome to the jungle!" And then I'm what the fuck is going on? And then the raptors are kind of bumming their head.
Wow.
You were with me.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I blacked it out.
It was super weird. I've only ever seen it once.
You have a point there.
That was the
but when
last
you
time
go,
you guys dropped acid.
when you go to the fair and the roller coasters, they're not big or scary, but they are scary because you think you're going to die on them. Some guy built this in the afternoon. But yeah, so I get it being shitty is kind of better sometimes.
Yeah, but speaking of the fair, last time I went there, I rode all those crappy rides. I got so sick. I was on this ride that was spinning me around and spinning me upside down, and I thought I was gonna puke on the ride. So I just started going and when the ride stopped and slowed down, I saw all the other rides around me, and all the people were just looking at me. Yeah, I'm okay.
I didn't realize I was that loud. I just think Disney can learn a lot from Universal in the fact that they squirt you on every
Every ride.
I know we talked about that on our podcast before, but they just built a new thing or something. I want to say that the newest Harry Potter. I mean, you guys have seen the newest Harry Potter edition in Florida, right? Did it squirt you?
Probably.
I swear.
You know what? I think it did.
Yeah, I think I heard about
halfway
this.
through, it squirts you.
Why? What is their obsession?
And you're
Universal Studios makes every ride spit on you.
and then just something happens.
The Harry Potter rides are just a fever dream. You can't remember. It's just I was shaking around and saw things flying at me.
And then you see Harry in the distance. He's like, "Come on, come on!"
Slightly to the left or right, you just
Pick up my wand! Oh, you can't, idiot! It's that easy. It's a Disney version.
Yeah. They're really active.
The actors are there in the ride.
They're bringing Harry Potter to Universal Studios.
Does that mean they don't have to do Harry Potter Day at Disneyland anymore? They can all go somewhere else?
I think this is it. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Stop it.
I think aside from Harry Potter Day, it's also a pin-up day tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've already
40s girls pinups. All right. Shouts out.
So I'll have my one-piece bathing suit on
Hell yeah.
and my wig.
Oh, the cap? Yeah.
No, wig.
What do you think a wig
hair.
is?
I just picture, 40s one piece, blue and white stripes with the swim cap on too. You don't want to get your hair wet under the wig.
Fair enough.
When you say
Should we open this up to?
when you say 40s One Piece, I just imagine like Luffy, and he's like,
It's a cross-play of Luke.
Real quick, because we should talk about, this is the Mega64 podcast. No offense to you guys, we should talk about something we
Nice that we're
did.
being cast now.
Something. Oh, that's yeah. Well,
Yeah, no
okay,
offense to Sean.
No offense to Sean.
Pay attention and brush up on what's going on. I just want to say real quick, people watching at home this past week, and I don't know if anybody here saw it. Maybe you were traveling or whatever. We put out a new video on Halloween.